talent at the wide receiver position, and you got Odell Beckham Jr. there, and you just gonna sit up there and act like you got all the time in the world to be tolerant and patient with Eli Manning. You see, this is why the New York Giants are in trouble. And then when I heard Dave Gettleman talk about how the GM for the Giants sit up there and talk about how, well, you know what? Eli Manning's gotten a bad rap. Eli Manning is not nearly as bad as people are trying to make him out to be. We love Eli. Blah, 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 blah. Excuse me? Excuse me. What the hell have you been watching? You haven't watched the underthrows. You haven't watched the overthrows. The man is 38 years of age. He's 38. There's no knock against Eli Manning. I love Eli Manning. He's a two-time Super Bowl champion. He delivered 2 championships to New York City. He's thrown for over 55,000 yards in his career. He's 19 shy of 56,000. I got it. But look at Eli Manning. Over the past 6 years, QBRs 39, 62, 60, 49, 45, 51. The New York Giants have missed the playoffs. How many times? I mean, what are we talking about here? What the hell is Gettleman talking about? The New York Giants have missed the playoffs 6 times in the last 8 years. I'm sorry, 6 times in the last 7 years. 8 times in the last 10 years. I mean, what the hell is going on? What are you talking about? Why are you acting like there's no need for change? Because Eli Manning's such a nice guy? Because he's not a headache? Because he's such a professional? Who said anything about that? We appreciate Eli Manning. We appreciate his professionalism. We appreciate the 2 Super Bowl rings. We appreciate him showing up on the road in Green Bay and getting you to a Super Bowl, San Francisco, and getting you to the next round. We see all of this. Eli's had some big wins in his career, no question, no doubt. That's why he's a champion. And that's why we respect him. And that's why he'll be revered in New York for many, many years to come. But the reality is he's not what he used to be. Meanwhile, Saquon Barkley and Odell Beckham Jr. in a sport as violent as football are being asked to wait. Don't rush anything. Give this guy time just because you like him. That's irresponsible. That's not fair to New York Giants fans everywhere. It's not fair to Odell Beckham Jr. It's not fair to Saquon Barkley. What have you done for me lately? That's what this is about. And the reality is that Eli Manning is not the same player anymore. So when you look at it from that perspective, there is simply, absolutely, positively no excuse for Gettleman and Shurmur to have this attitude like everything's all right. It's not okay. It's not all right. Odell Beckham Jr. is not getting any younger. Saquon Barkley just got into the league, but this is a violent, physical sport. You don't take years for granted. If Eli Manning ain't the dude right now, he ain't the dude. See, it's too much nepotism going on. It's too much buddy-buddy stuff. Folks getting hired because you got a good relationship. You can sit down and have drinks together. You like one another. You talk. That should not be the criteria for hiring a head coach in the National Football League. But evidently with Mr. Gettleman, it is. That should not be the criteria for keeping your quarterback in the league. But for Mr. Gettleman, apparently it is. Something's got to give, ladies and gentlemen. Something's got to give. And I'm afraid that when you look at the New York Giants right now, the 2019 season for you is already doomed. They've basically told you, excuse me, the New York Giants basically told you yesterday with Gettleman and Shurmur at the NFL scouting combine, they basically told you yesterday, who are you gonna believe? Us or your lying eyes? They basically said to you yesterday, you didn't see what you thought you saw with Eli Manning. He wasn't protected by the offensive line. Blah 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 blah. He's never been protected by that, but suddenly you're gonna bring that up. What you basically saw yesterday was them spit in the face of Giants fans and tell them it was raining. That's what they did. Because they don't want to trade Eli. And I guess they can't compel him to sit on the bench. Remember, this dude, Laletta, was rushing a practice because he knew that he was going to be practicing with the first unit. Because he was expecting to start that week. So the fact that that was the case showed you what the New York Giants thought about Eli Manning. But suddenly you want to sit up here and sell us on this notion that he is the future. He is the world. He is the future. He is the one to make a brighter day. So let's start giving. Are you kidding me? There's a choice you're making, gentlemen. Giants' lives are at stake. What you gonna do about it? Because Eli Manning ain't gonna suddenly learn how to run. He's not gonna certainly be different than a stationary target. That's not what's gonna happen when it comes to Eli. That's not going down like that. It's not happening like that. Somebody better you better get your act together. Time's running out. 888-SAY-ESPN. That's 888-729-3776. You're going to make Odell Beckham Jr. go Antonio Brown on you. Y'all keep this stuff up. New York Giants. Keep this up. He going to go Antonio Brown on y'all. Tired of listening to this nonsense. Eli Manning's here. Everybody else is there. Kevin Colbert, general manager for the Steelers. Big Ben Roethlisberger is here. They got 52 kids that need to follow him. Really? That's the problem. 888-SAY-ESPN. It's 888-729-3776. One other matter I want to get into before getting to your calls is that the Lakers won a game last night. The New Orleans Pelicans situation with with Anthony Davis sitting down with more than 4 minutes left in the third quarter. And then after that, sitting down for the rest of the game and never coming back for the fourth quarter in a close, tight fought game is reprehensible. The league has to do something about it. It's embarrassing. Anthony Davis wants to play, he should be allowed to play. He shouldn't be sat down in the fourth quarter. And don't tell me it doesn't drastically shift the competitive balance. Anthony Davis had 22 points in 21 minutes. 22 points, 8 rebounds, 21 minutes. Brother's special. But that's what y'all want to do. This guy got to sit down. Sit down in the fourth quarter of games. Because you're going to trade him and you don't want him to get hurt or something like that. It's ridiculous. It really, really is. And it's embarrassing. And the Pelicans should be ashamed of themselves. No wonder you're a laughingstock organization as we speak, forcing Alvin Gentry and Anthony Davis to live with these conditions. This is reprehensible. Needless to say, that wasn't a problem with the Los Angeles Lakers last night. LeBron showed up with 33, including a beautiful fall-away three near the end of the game, with Patrick Mahomes in attendance, watching and marveling at him. Rajon Rondo showed up in a big way, had 13 assists, looked active all night long. Kuzma and Ingram showed up. So things could be getting very interesting in the Lakers. Lakers have Milwaukee this Friday. Then they got the Clippers Monday. They got the Nuggets Wednesday. They got the Boston Celtics a week from Saturday. Look, the Lakers season could be over come next Saturday. It's going to be really, really interesting to see what happens. I suggest none of you miss it. 888 say ESPN. It's 888-729-3776. That was Straight Talk Wireless. Nationwide coverage on America's largest and most dependable 4G LTE networks. You're listening live to Stephen A. ESPN Radio, ESPN News. We'll get back to your calls and more in a minute. You know what never goes out of style? Surprising a friend or loved one with buy one, get one free multicolored roses, rose bouquets rather, for $29.99 from